Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Great weekend of sports. What is going on out there? You can't quantify it. There's a lot of newness, a lot of excitement because there are people doing things that they haven't done before. There are teams doing things that they have not done before. And you have to be appreciative of that if you're a sports fan. I'm a Lakers fan. And as a Lakers fan, I was disappointed in the way the Lakers have started. But I wasn't doom and gloom. I wasn't, oh my gosh, they're just going to be awful. My thing was they're going to have to figure this thing out. They're going to have to figure out how to make all these pieces work. And they got a big win last night versus Denver. It's a big win because it's their first win. Now, in the grand scheme of things, how big is that win? Not really. But it was a big win because not only was it's their first win, but it was their win, and it was against Denver, who people believe have a chance to make a run. They believe that Denver is on the ascent, this very same way that people thought Milwaukee was on the ascent. And so for the Lakers to get that win, that's a great thing for the organization, especially when you have not won. What Hendon Hooker is doing is phenomenal at Tennessee. You know, what he's been able to accomplish at Tennessee, essentially putting an entire school and its fan base on his back and willing this team. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the coach because, Josh Heupel has done a great job. And it's funny because I was wary of the hire. I may have even mocked the hire when it happened. Tennessee went out and got the guy in Josh Heupel, who took over a UCF program at the height of its power, coming off of what Scott Frost had created. And then you just kind of saw the decline starting to happen. And what I didn't factor in is you kind of saw the decline happening because they had things that happen. The quarterback got hurt, various players left. I didn't give them, the benefit of the doubt when it came to sustainability. And I thought maybe that was on Josh Heupel. Maybe he wasn't who he thought he was. Maybe this was a facade. But I was wrong. It's been all ascent since he got to Tennessee, and it's not like he took over a great program. And so, got to give him props. But Hendon Hooker, he's doing his thing. The Cowboys look great. The Buccaneers look bad. The Giants lost a game that in the grand scheme of things, they had been winning. And you'll have to tune in for my Giant issue pod tonight or webcast tonight at 6 if you want to hear all of my opinions on the Giants. Make sure you check that out. But there's a lot of things going on. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be live chatting on The Athletic. Tomorrow I'll be live chatting on The Athletic. So get your questions in about fantasy football and what's going on. I always have a great time doing that live chat. Make sure that you check out my Heisman column on Wednesday. It's getting real. And I am efforting trying to get up to Athens for this Georgia-Tennessee game this weekend. I really want to be there to see Hendon Hooker in person while he's making this ascent up the Heisman ladder. Because I can tell you, I don't care how good C.J. Stroud has looked, and he's looked great. If Hendon Hooker is able to get past Georgia and go on to be undefeated in the regular season, he's winning the Heisman because Georgia is looked at as the gold standard. And if he can get by the gold standard, he's winning the Heisman, especially if he does it looking how he looked against Kentucky, which is a really great defense, and Alabama, which has a really great defense. If he could do that to Georgia, whose defense is good, but is nowhere near as good as it was last year, not even close, it's going to say a lot, and it's going to go a long way towards his Heisman. So if you haven't put your wagers in on him right now, make sure you do so, and then make sure you check out that Heisman column that comes out every Wednesday. It's interesting, right? Because has Hendon Hooker always been this dude? Was he playing a role that didn't fit him when he was at Virginia Tech? Is that why he didn't have the success? Were they making him wear a mask that didn't fit him? And once he was able to take that mask off, he revealed to the world the true him. I say yes. I say yes. And I think out there in the sports world, there have been several people trying to wear masks, trying to be something that they're not. And as they take the mask off and reveal who they truly are, that's when they start having success. Justin Fields comes to mind. What they were asking him to do last year, what they were asking him to do early in this year, to a large extent, a lot of that stuff is not him in the way in which he operates to have the most success. The same thing can be said for Daniel Jones with the Giants. As they go into their bye week, and we start to look back on what they've done in this first half and all of the credit that Daniel Jones has received for that, we have to remember that he's done that without being anywhere near dominant. But when is he at his most dominant? When he's able to run. See, a few years ago, I said that if they treated Daniel Jones more like DeAndre Jones, he would have more success. Lean into his athletic ability. Think of him more like a Lamar. He's not Lamar. And it was funny when they started trying to compare him to the other guys who are proficient with using their legs, because they're not in the same stratosphere when it comes to that. But I understood what some people were trying to do finally, because I think that's where his success, that's him taking the mask off, right? Tua taking the mask off down in Miami. This is who he really is. He's operated in a wide open, creative spread offense his entire life. Why would you think that he would have a lot of success in 21 and 11 personnel? Why? So we're seeing these, and in life, there's the same thing. In life, a lot of us are out here putting on masks, wearing the image that other people want us to have. We're wearing the image that other people think we should wear. Oh, you're this, so you should be that. People told me, oh, as a coach, you have to coach PE. You can't be a good coach if you don't coach PE. I said, but I don't want to coach PE. I want to coach. I want to teach English. I want to deal with language. I want to be involved with. Oh, well, if you're a coach, you have to spend 15 hours a day in the office. But I don't have anything in the office to do for 15 hours. Like, I can only watch so much film in a day. I can only break down an opponent so much in a day. Why can't I do that efficiently? But this is what they said you had to do. And then I got into a college environment, and I watched the coaches operate, and none of them had to work that long. They did, but none of them did, to a man. And I have great respect for what these coaches were doing, but none of them had to work that long. There was a lunch in there. Sometimes that lunch would be a 2-hour lunch. There was conversations that would take 30 and 40 minutes in offices, people shooting the breeze. And I started doing the math, calculating, okay, how much time are these people really spending doing football-related stuff in the office? Probably the same amount as most of you are doing in your jobs on a regular basis. 8 hours or less. But spending the amount of time in the office, that's the mask. Take that mask off. I took the mask off of what a traditional football coach is supposed to be. I stand in my own lane. People told me, oh, you can't be this and this. You can't be a coach. And I had a writer in Tampa I reached out to because I wanted to do some string work on covering football in the area, covering sports in the area when I was in Tampa. And he asked me about covering a football game on a Friday. I said, hey, can't do it. I'm a football coach. And he went, you're a coach? You can't be a coach and a journalist. And I said, why not? So why not? He didn't respond. The gentleman disappeared. I'm pretty sure he's still alive, but I don't think he's still working prominently in that space. I know he doesn't work for that publication anymore because that publication folded. But he was convinced that because I was a coach, I couldn't properly cover the game. And my thought process the entire time has been, who better to cover the game than people intimately involved in it? Who better to cover sports than the people who love sports at the level that maybe your casual fan doesn't love the sport? Who could talk about the minutia of the sport more than your casual fan can talk about the minutia? I figured out that they wanted me to wear a mask. They wanted me to be something that I wasn't. I got in an argument with another teacher. We were talking about classrooms and innovation, and she said, oh, well, but you're just a coach. And I said, what the hell does that mean? Just a coach. At every turn in my life, I've had to stand in what I believe me to be. I've had to take off masks that people wanted me to wear because it wasn't comfortable, because it didn't feel good. Happy Halloween to all of you out there. But if you're wearing a mask today, guess what? Tomorrow, take it off. If you're wearing a mask today, make sure that the last day you wear your mask is on Halloween, because it makes no sense. Don't let people tell you how you have to do something. If you feel like you bring something to the space, you bring something to a position that is uniquely you, if you feel like the way in which you live, the way in which you conduct yourself is uniquely you, then you should live in that world. You should exist in that world. You should not allow others to tell you that you can't be in that world, because that's not how they are in that world. You don't have to be dictated to by people who don't understand who you are. You don't have to be subjected to doing things in a manner that don't benefit you, that don't bring your best foot forward. That's what we see. We see it so much in sports. The moment some of these players are liberated by getting the money and or respect that they deserve, they all of a sudden seem like they become different people. Well, guess what? That's just them taking their mask off. They're just tired of living this facade that they've had to put on because society or the job or whatever it might be told them that's who they have to be. Many of you are doing that right now in your positions. You are living lives. You're living lives that's not your life. You're living a life that's not meant for you. It's meant for someone else. And you'll never find true happiness until you take that mask off and you allow people to see you for who you really are. And then you can see their reactions, right? When I am who I am and I can see people's reactions, I know whether or not they like me for me or they like me for the facade. They like me for the mask. That changes everything. And until you allow yourself to live in that, you'll never truly feel what it's like to be appreciated for who you really are. Take that mask off. I'm going to let you wear it today because today is officially Halloween. But tomorrow, when you wake up and you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you wash your face, you put those clothes on, I want you to leave that mask right there on the desk. It's never too late to be who you really are. And it's never a wrong time to start living in your truth. That's the opportunity that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Hey, a giant issue. Back tonight. The Giants lost, but nobody could have expected the run that they had. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out that Zebra Stripes podcast that'll probably drop tomorrow. Make sure you check out the come join me for the live chat on Tuesday at The Athletic. Make sure you check out my articles on the Heisman and the Heisman race on Wednesday at The Athletic. Until next time, peace.